Well, hi there. I'm AJ Carey from the future, the mostly host of Killing 15 Minutes, and welcome to the new YouTube channel for Killing 15 Minutes. And yes, we're starting our new YouTube version of the podcast at the very beginning. The editing and audio have been tweaked as best as we can from the original broadcast to try and better the audio quality, and because I'm the one editing it instead of Sam. We also have the benefit of added visuals over here, though we can always make them better if you become a patron over at CareyOn Productions Patreon. More on that at the end of the show. But let's cue the theme song that didn't exist back then, and let's get into the rough beginnings of Killing 15 Minutes. Enjoy the show.
Due to the graphic and disturbing nature of the crimes discussed, listener discretion is advised. Retrostatic Radio presents Killing 15 Minutes.
Hello and welcome to Killing 15 Minutes, where you get your true crime fix in 15 minutes or less, or your podcast is free. I'm your writer, Sam Rossi, and shortly I'll be handing over a rough draft of a script to my brother, AJ, who hasn't read it, who's most likely has no idea what we're talking about. This should be fun. Good luck, bro.
The Death House Lady. Dorothea Puente in the 1980s killed tenants of her boarding house and cashed their government-issued checks in Sacramento, California. A lot of people killing people in Sacramento.
Yeah, I know. It's part of California, the murder capital of the world.
And anyone who has their bingo cards. Born to alcoholic parents on January 9th, 1929. Her father died from tuberculosis in 1930. Okay! I've got tuberculosis!
Heck up that long.
Her father died from tuberculosis in 1937. Her mother followed in 1938. Puente and her siblings were sent to an orphanage, where she was abused. Ding, ding, ding. I think I might have bingo already. This is a gag that's not going to stay in the cut.
It might!
She would marry her first husband at 16. How many? I'll find out. I'll find out in the next sentence.
True story.
Puente would have 4 more husbands and divorced 3 times, we think. Not sure if one of the marriages was actually legal.
So because of that, I may or may not have included that number in that.
So it could have been 4 or 5 more husbands?
She could have had 5 husbands in total.
Well, that would be the number you gave.
Oh, good.
1 plus 4
You're
is
right.
5.
We're good.
Her first arrest, however, was for forging checks in the spring of 1948. Pleading guilty got her 4 months in jail. She wasn't caught again, however, until 1960 for running and owning a brothel in Sacramento. Now, if I had a dime for every time that happened. Puente's second husband actually had her committed involuntarily after multiple suicide attempts. She was diagnosed as a pathological liar with an unstable personality. She divorced husband number 2 after her release. Usually, involuntarily having someone committed does generally count as a rocky marriage.
It was a rocky marriage. She didn't have stable anything.
Oh no, she had a stability. After her third divorce, she became a pillar to the community, helping those in need. In 1978, she was found to be cashing her boarding tenant checks. She was then given probation and a fine for doing so. However, she would continue to run her boarding house and using the same con of helping the helpless. Puente would be sentenced to 5 years in jail for theft. However, before Puente was sent to prison, in April of 1982, she actually killed her first tenant. The police ruled the overdose undetermined. Was that undetermined as in like whether it was a malicious thing or whether it was undetermined of an overdose?
They knew it was an overdose. They didn't know how the overdose happened. If it was overdose by self-infliction or the crazy lady stealing things did it.
Okay, fair enough. Due to her going to jail, her next kill would not actually happen until her early release in 1985. After her release, she continued running the boarding house, using her, air quote, good persona to continue taking in the, air quote, tough cases especially involving social workers. Or is that the cases that involved social workers?
The tough cases usually involved social workers.
Fair enough. With having addicts, elderly, and or disabled people, many wouldn't think twice if they went missing. And so in 1988, a social worker reported a tenant at the boarding house was missing. Which is why you don't take the tough cases that have social workers.
Yeah, but this is the first time it's happened.
Well, yeah, but if you want to start disappearing people, you don't want someone who has a government-appointed check-in,
Babysitter?
That's the word I'm thinking of.
That's the job.
Police searched the property and dug up 8 bodies, all killed by overdose. Oh, that was lucky. She didn't kill anyone. She just hid the bodies. However, when she was found out, she fled custody after being charged with 9 murders. However, she was caught quickly once her picture hit TV.
Like, really quick, like, within days, she was back in custody.
Well, that's especially during the 80s. Like, TV was a big proponent of, but it wasn't so, how do we get around that?
No.
Especially for petty criminals. Like yes, she murdered 9 people with overdoses. But I would say
she was a petty criminal before she ever got caught.
Yeah, the serial killing wasn't because she liked killing.
No, she used it as a means to get to what she wanted.
Yeah, exactly. It's I'm not a serial killer if I shot, if I mugged somebody.
Right.
And then they, Anyways, a jury would take over a month before convicting her. Oh, a jury would take over a month to convict her of 3 of the 9 murders. They stated the methodology made it difficult to believe it was planned. They compromised on the number of guilty verdicts to make sure Puente would not be allowed out of prison. She would die in prison on March 27, 2010, from natural causes, like being old.
Being old in California prison.
And so, that was me reading another script, written by a weed-smoking, Madden-streaming sister of mine, who I love dearly.
So, what do you think?
Well, I think, personally, that Puente is a sick puppy who needed money, who wanted money, because being already owner of the boarding house, she was making money. So she wanted more. And given that people were already susceptible to overdosing, it was very easy to have that, what's it called? A murder of opportunity.
Yep.
Kill him, cash your check, nip the tip, no one's the wiser. Except when you got fucking social workers.
I know. The social workers. I can't believe it took so long for a social worker to go, hey, something not right here.
But that's another breakdown for another rant about how the system is broken.
Yep, that would be in conversational macrame on a later date.
Yeah, I know, it's on the list.
It's on the list.
But what do you think? You read this,
She, a victim of opportunity, she didn't go out looking for anybody except for maybe the second murder person, because she met him while still in prison and used him to help get her early release.
Ah, okay.
So I think he was the only one drawn in by her. The other ones were victims of opportunity.
No, that's fair enough. Now, I've been AJ Carey.
And I'm Sam Rossi.
And we are cool.
Way cool. Later, y'all.
Killing 15 Minutes is hosted by Arthur Carey, with scripts written and researched by Sam Rossi. If you like this episode or want to stay updated on this series, consider following Killing 15 Minutes on Patreon or Retrostatic Radio on all major social media platforms. Good night and God bless.
Keep on carrying on.
CAREY. Because
CareyOn Production.
Don't you just love that sibling energy?
And hey, if you made it to the end, leave a comment about where you first heard about this case, and I would say give us some suggestions for what you would like to see covered, but we are currently over 150 episodes ahead on the podcast. That means you can listen on Spotify, Apple Music, Goodpods, Spreaker. Basically, if there's a spot to listen to a podcast, we're on it. So you can comment, but it may have been done already, or you have to wait a couple of years until it reaches YouTube. And please, like, share, subscribe, do all the stuff that appeases the great algorithm. Plus, Sam and I have a bet on which of our shows is going to have the best YouTube release, so let's bump up those numbers. If you can support us on Patreon, please do. We have one tier right now. It is a $5 tier where you can get access to us with communities, all of our unedited episodes, and even some surprise episodes of shows like Overkill in 15 Minutes. Plus updates on when we start doing merch drops, new shows, and whatnot that will all go to the Patreon first. Please also check out the main CareyOn production channel for the show Blanking 15 Minutes, Playing Over 15 Minutes, and a few others, plus our sister show, Mything 15 Minutes, where I write it and Sam reads it on all things urban legends, folklore, and even some conspiracy theories. That is also being brought to YouTube right now. And by right now, I mean it comes out tomorrow, if you're watching this the day of release. I'm AJ Carey, and more than anything though, thanks for killing 15 minutes with us today.